everyone, and welcome to Power Yoga. This is more of an advanced workout, so we got a lot in store. It's probably going to be between 45 and an hour long. So I'm just going to break it down a little bit. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start off standing today. And then after standing, we're going to do a couple different Hatha poses for those of you familiar with Hatha, and then balance poses, and then we're going to do some flows. And why we're making this advanced is because we're going to add weights to some of our flows. And then after our flows, we're going to work on our handstand series because this is an advanced class. Then we're going to drop to the mat, do some Pilates, same thing with weights. Keep those weights close by. You can do all of this too with no weights if you prefer not to. And then we'll stretch and then we'll go into our Shavasana. So just real quickly, how we have everything set up. We have some blocks for some of the balancing poses that we're going to do. We have bands you can use too instead of weights for a lot of the things we're going to do. So if you have bands and no weights, go ahead and grab some of those. And then we have different variations of weights. So we got some 15s, some 3s, some 8s, some 5s, some 25s if you guys want to get crazy, but I suggest that that's a little bit much because we're going to be doing lots of repetitions when we have these weights. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to come to, Craig and I are going to offset, but I'm going to come to the top of the mat. And we're just going to start off in our traditional mountain pose, Tadasana. And in Tadasana, remember we're going to pull all of our chakras together to get all of that great energy through our third eye to the divine and pull the crown of your head up high. Then your arms out to the side and then your feet, if you still, if you're a traditional yogi, and most yogis have been taught to keep their feet together, you can. It doesn't bother me. However, I'm going to do my feet 2 fists apart, and that's how I'll be placing my feet. So from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to start off with some Hatha breathing. So I want you to do is I want you to interlock your fingers and put them underneath your chin. And what we're going to do is we're going to inhale. And then exhale. And every time we do this, I just want the inhale to be a little bit deeper and the exhale to be pushed out a little bit more. So here we go. One more, I want this one to be the biggest and the best. So you're gonna inhale, and when you get to the top, just take one more sip of air in and then breathe out. So ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, then we're gonna shake it all out. I'm gonna come back and center on the mat a little bit for our next pose, which is going to be standing half moon pose. So we're going to stand, we're gonna off center. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna stand in tree pose, take a big deep inhale up, interlock our fingers, and then we're gonna bend over to the right. Just breathe through it. For those of you that have done this pose, if you want to go more advanced and lean all the way into it, but we're going to be here for at least 30 seconds or so. So we're just going to kind of ease on into it. So when you inhale, exhale, try to go deeper. Stay with it. I know this pose looks pretty easy, but if you haven't been doing it for a while, it does take all of the strength in your body, especially in your core, in your back, your quads, your arms. Okay, now we're going to take deep breath and go into it as far as we can for the last 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to come up to the middle. Guess what? We have to be even on both sides, so we're going to go to the left side now. So take a breath in, exhale into the fold. Same thing for all you advanced yogis. If you want to start all the way into your advanced posture, but remember, we're going to be here for a little bit of time. So some rest. Now we're going to go inhale, exhale, get a little deeper. Inhale, exhale, a little more deeper. If you need to push your hip out, you can. You'll find that one side is easier than the other. Today, it seems like my left side is going to be easier than my right side. All right, we've got 5 more here. So as far as you can get into the posture, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, then we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back into Tadasana, shake it all out. And then the next posture that we're gonna be going into is Dancer. I love Dancer. I like to get it started right out of the way because I feel like it does so much internal stretching in your quads and your core and your arms. It's one of my favorite postures or poses. You'll hear me say that quite often. So to get into that pose, we're going to start on the left, and we're going to take the palm of our hand with our thumb up, and we're going to put our foot in the palm of our hand. And then we're just going to, this might be enough for you, but like I said, this is an advanced class, so advanced class. We're going to kick and 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 put our hand out. And breathe, and your foot should come over your head eventually. So you can see my foot back there. Just gonna breathe. If you fall out of it or feel like you're gonna fall out of it, come back down a little bit. Just breathe. And eventually one day you'll be able to arch your back and put your hand up and look up to the sky like a dancer. Back down just a little bit so I can realign myself and get back into the posture. We got 5 more seconds here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now come back down. We're gonna switch. So like you've heard me say before, I had a knee injury from on the job a long time ago, so I'm not quite as flexible as I used to be. So we're going to take our right hand, palm of our right hand, and then we're going to take our right foot with our thumb up. We're going to do the same on this side. So what we're going to do is kick and kick and kick and kick and kick and kick until we can't kick anymore, and then we bend over, and then it's a lot easier if you find something to focus on in the room. So like I said, if you fall out, sorry. Make Craig fall out. Just come back into it. And then for those of you that have stayed in the posture the whole time, that's great. We're gonna do it for 5 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, shake that out. And the next one that we're going to is Eagle. So with Eagle, we're going to, where we still off of, hold on a sec. Come on. No, Chip, you stay. Zena would like to join us today, so we're gonna let her come in until she starts getting annoying, and then we'll remove her again. But that was her scratching at the door. So we're gonna do eagle. So let's take a step, you back, and I'll be forward. So in eagle, we're going to breathe in, and we're gonna identify our right hand, and it's gonna go under our left arm. And then we're gonna squat down, and we're gonna take our right foot, and it's gonna go over our left foot. In advanced yogis, you wanna wrap it all the way down and work on tucking yourself into a ball. Intermediate or beginner, you can still leave your foot out like this. So you'll get the same benefits. We're just gonna breathe. Hold this posture. For another 10 seconds. Keep in it, keep breathing. All right, we're gonna switch, slowly come out of it. We're gonna rotate. So we're gonna take our left hand, bring it into our right arm, squat down, left, bring it over your right. You wanna try to be as aligned as possible. And just breathe if you can, get down into a ball. Just keep your alignment straight. You can tuck your foot if you want, you can leave your foot out. We got about 15 seconds here. All right, go ahead and come out of the posture. Shake everything out. Then we got a couple more standing postures before we start our flow. Start the fun stuff. So the next standing is tree. So a couple different variations of tree. So we can be here. The kickstand, we're gonna start on the right side. We can be here. We don't wanna be right in the knee, or we could be in here. And here you wanna make sure that you're kind of like suction cupping your left leg into your right. And if this isn't enough for you, you can be here. Or some other people like to do tree in this posture, which I don't mind tucked into their hip. I just can't do that on this side because this is my side that was injured. So a couple more breaths. Then we're going to switch sides. All right, and then we're going to start off on to the left side. So same thing, beginner, kickstand, intermediate. There's going to be your calf, and then advanced. It's going to be, sometimes it depends on the pants that you wear here too. I notice if I get more grippy pants, it's easier for me to do. Here, and then you can join me here. Just breathe. Craig and I get the pleasure of looking out the window at this tree in our front yard that's blooming purple flowers. So it's actually kind of a nice thing for us to focus on and look at. It's beautiful. We didn't know that it would flower. So thank goodness we kept it, right? Mm-hmm. Alright, one more breath. And then we're going to come out of it. Okay, and then for our last standing pose that we're going to do today is we're going to do the one leg. It's going to go into the leg extension. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our right. So go ahead and plant your left foot, bring up your right, so you can stay here. This is 1. This is 2. And And then this is 3. We're just gonna breathe and challenge yourself. Maybe stay here for about 5 seconds and then come back down to here. Maybe come back down to here. But make sure that you're challenging yourself each time. So as we challenge ourselves, it only makes us get better and more flexible at this. A couple more breaths. All right, go ahead and come back down. And then we're gonna do the left side. Go ahead and plant your right foot. Bring your left leg up. Remember, these are balancing postures, so it's okay to kind of lose balance a little bit. So you're going to either be here, beginner, this is intermediate, and then this is advanced. And for those of you that have lower back problems, because I had this for a while, I would stay right here. But just play with the poses. Got a couple more breaths here. Craig, have you tried to go down to this yet? To hold the bottom of your foot?
No, I have a bad lower back.
See, Craig's doing the right thing then. So a couple more breaths here. Okay, and come back down. All right, so that ends our standing practice. We're going to start going through our flow practice now. So the first couple of salutations we do without weights, and then we add weights in. So I am going to go to the back of the mat. You guys go ahead and get a water break if you want. Craig's in charge of the water breaks, because I would just keep going if it was up to me. So thank you, Craig. All right, so we're gonna have to offset just a little bit for the sun salutations. So first thing we're gonna do, mountain pose. Gonna breathe in, exhale, swan dive down, inhale, forward fold, exhale, chaturanga. And if this is your first chaturanga, you can do it on your knees if you want. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. Okay, we'll take a couple breaths here. Stretch out your calves. Because our body should feel pretty warm from what we just did, but we're really gonna get into the flow of things. And I'm gonna turn on the music here. So you guys stay in downward dog. Take a couple more breaths, and I'm gonna get our power music going. Just keep breathing in and out, even when you're in the downward dog position. We got the Yoga Power playlist going down. All right, so from downward dog, I might show it down a little so you can hear both. From downward dog, you're gonna look forward and you're gonna walk, step, jump, or hop forward. I'm gonna walk, and then you're gonna inhale, halfway fold, exhale, forward fold, and then bend your knees, engage your core. Come all the way up. And then exhale, back into Tadasana. All right, and now we're gonna work on Sun Sal B. So it's kind of similar, except we're gonna go into a chair pose. And we have a couple warrior ones to throw in there. So I'm gonna open your feet just slightly a little bit hip width. And when I'm talking about hip width, I mean here, not here, not here, but hip bones. So that should be, and that's really that two distance. I just like to go 2 fist distance. I just like to go a little bit wider. So we're gonna inhale into a chair pose. We're just gonna stay here a little bit longer so we can warm up those glutes. Get a little bit deeper if you want. Keep inhale and exhale. Get those legs all warmed up. And then from here, you're gonna do a forward fold. Halfway lift. And then you're gonna go into a chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Or cobra. Craig does cobra where his legs are off the ground. Up dog, my legs are on the ground. And then exhale into downward dog. And then you're gonna take your right foot and you're gonna bring it all the way up to your right hand. And if you can't, then I want you to physically move your foot to your right hand. And then you're gonna pivot your back foot and you're gonna come into warrior one. Take some breaths here. And then we're gonna windmill down. We're gonna put that right foot back. We're gonna do a chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're gonna take the left foot, step it forward to the left hand. Same thing, if you can't get it there, move it there. Pivot the back foot. We're coming up into a warrior one. Couple breaths here. And we're going to windmill down. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. And then child's pose for some of you. Okay. While you're in child's pose, I'm going to explain how this flow is going to go with weights. So I would recommend, if you haven't done this before, even if you're one of the fireplace dudes in the gym deadlifting 400 pounds, use the 3s or the 5s. Craig uses the 5s and he's a beast. And by the end, he'll still be sweating. You'll notice. So here's 5s for Craig. Okay, so basically we're gonna go through those salutations, the couple things that I'm gonna add in, but with the weights. So at any time you don't feel comfortable with using the weights, just go back to the flow. It'll still be a great workout for you. But I want you to remember when you're using weights, you have to be very specific with your turns to engage your core, bring them to the center when you're rotating into different warrior positions. So I just want you to remember that. So we're back down in child's pose. And we can grab the weights now. And we can go into downward dog. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna raise our right foot up, and then we're going to open up our hip. Take some breaths here. Okay, then we're gonna open it back up towards the sky, and then we're gonna go knee to nose, back up, knee to right tricep, back up, knee to left tricep, back up, and you can get a little extra glute squeeze in here when you squeeze your glutes. And then we're gonna take that same leg down and windshield wipers. 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back up to downward dog. You're gonna look forward, step or jump. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And then you're gonna inhale, the weights up to the sky. And then you're gonna exhale, swan dive, weights down, halfway lift, into a chaturanga, down dog, and we're working on the left side. So left leg goes up, open up your hip, get that good deep hip stretch. All right, knee to nose. Back up, gotta throw on that core, because you guys all know I love the core by now. Knee to left arm, back up. Knee to right tricep, back up. And then windshield wipers. 5 more. All right, back up. And then we're in the downward dog. And then we're gonna look forward, step or jump. And then bring our arms all the way up to the sky. And then we're gonna come down into a chair pose. With the chair pose, you might wanna stay down here with the weights because that's a little much on your back. So we're gonna stay here with the weights in the chair pose. We're just gonna pulse a little bit, warming up those glutes. Keep your chest up. All right, then we're gonna fold, halfway lift, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. All right, so now we're gonna start going into some crescent lunges and working with some of the weights a little bit. So we're going to raise the right foot up high, and we're gonna step through to the middle of your hands, and then your back foot, you're gonna be in a crescent lunge. So instead of a warrior one, a crescent lunge where your foot, here, I'm gonna turn this way so you can see. See, this is gonna be crescent lunge where my foot's up. This would be warrior one. So we're in a crescent lunge. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do lunges and curls. So we got 20 of these. Or on the 20th one, go back up. And then you're gonna put your back foot into a warrior one, bring your arms back, and then you're gonna pivot into a warrior two. Holding the weights. We're just gonna do some forward arm circles here. And some backwards arm circles. This is why I told you to use the lighter weights. All right, bring them back to the chest. Rotate down, back down into your chaturanga. Up dog, downward dog. Now we're working on the left side. So you're gonna step through on the left side. Remember, we're in that crescent lunge first. And instead of biceps, we have shoulder presses, 20 of them. So here we go. Okay, we're gonna come back down to the center. We're gonna pivot our back foot down into that warrior one. We're gonna come into a warrior two. And we're gonna circle the arms backwards. I know this is a tough, doesn't look like it, but it is. And then forwards. And then bring them to the chest. Rotate back into your crescent lunge. Chaturanga, up dog, Down dog for 5 breaths. Or feel free to drop to your knees and get a water break. Is that good timing for a water break, Craig?
Mm-hmm.
So now that we've done a little bit of a flow workout with weights, and this is the first advanced class we're doing with you. So we're going to now move on to the handstand series of the class, and then we'll do some more Pilates with weights, and we'll do some stretching. So for those of you yogis that got the handstand down, awesome. You guys can do whatever variation of handstand you want, but for us, we use this handstand that we got off of Amazon for 120 bucks. You get different colors, but it's definitely helped my handstands. And wouldn't you say helped yours too as well?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the first one that you want to do in your handstand phase, if you have one of these chairs, you can just stretch a little bit, kind of get used to it. Stability, like first time I used one of these, the stability didn't really feel right. And then when you're ready to either go in a handstand, you can go into handstand and dolphin pose, you can do a headstand, you can do a forearm handstand, whatever your level is. I'm gonna put my head in, and then I put my elbows up because it makes it really easy for me to bring my knees to my elbows, and then one at a time up to the sky. You can stay just like this, just kind of maintain your balance. You can bring your feet down. It's for some various. This also works your abs. I like to kind of do steps. And come forward, which really works your abs. Back up, out, in, back up, and then when you come down, same thing, on your elbows, just kind of for an easy down. All right, so I'm gonna take a break and get water, and I'm gonna let Craig do that. Go for it, Craig. So Craig just likes to keep his legs up or come down. Are you gonna go down? Go for it. And this really, you have to keep your core activated in this, and then just don't be afraid if you kind of start to lean back, because that's what I was always afraid of, not being able to do it, because it takes a little bit of balancing act with your body kind of back and forward. Good job, Craig. It's the first time Craig has done that. Good job. What about the walking up the stairs? Can you do that?
What do you mean?
Put your legs back up. Okay, and then bring one down. Back up, bring the other down. There you go. Feels a little different with no gravity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good, not those legs worked in there too.
Coming down.
Good job, Craig. Woo! All right, and I am going to attempt
Do another one?
not to do another one. I'm going to attempt against the back wall, and I'm going to have Craig help me with a handstand. Then I'm going to start mine from the dolphin. So dolphin, I don't know if you guys can see me. But there we go. Although I am using the wall a little bit to help me. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. And then just come down. That's about the smoothest dolphin handstand I've done so far. So you can see, just from utilizing this piece, how much more effective. And hopefully in a couple months, you'll be able to see me do a free handstand, because that's one of my goals. All right, so moving on. Again, so you want to locate those weights. Okay, now guys that are in the 400 deadlift pound club or 400 squat club, you can get some heavier weights if you want, because you'll be using some chest and some shoulders. So I am going to take the 8s that Craig was using, which I think are back here. And the 3s, because Craig has 15s. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of boat pose. So that's one of the basics of Pilates. And like I said, anytime I can squeeze in any core activation workouts, I love it. So beginners here, advanced here, and then, intermediate here and advanced. You can be right here. I'm gonna stay intermediate today. So, when you guys are ready, I want you to join me, and we'll be doing this for about 30 seconds. So if you need to rotate, sometimes pumping your arms helps. More seconds, you can do it. You start to get tired, go ahead and grab your knees, but stay in it. Don't let yourself go down. All right, and then come down. Okay, all right. And then one other thing I'm gonna teach you guys before we go into our Pilates is I'm gonna teach you yoga sit-ups. So go ahead and lay all the way down. Put your arms out. This kind of gives us a good stretch, elongated stretch before we start our Pilates sequence. And then I want you to inhale and then exhale. While you're exhaling, I want you to come all the way up and touch your feet. So that's a yoga sit-up. All right, so let's grab those weights. I'm gonna use the 3 pounds first, because this is it'll make sense when you guys see it. So I would choose lighter weights for this part, and then when we're doing the actual bridges, when our backs are on the ground, use the heavier weights. So the first thing that we're gonna do for Pilates is we're gonna lay on our back, and I'm actually gonna, if you want to scoot back, Craig, a little bit, I'm just gonna come this way so they can see a little bit. Because you should still be able to do it, and I should still be able to do it like this. So this is what I mean. So on my back. And if you want to engage your core, you can keep your core up. You can put it down, put your legs here. And the first thing that we're gonna do is we're coming down. We have 20 of these. Thank you, Zena, for making me go all the way down. 2 more. I might have lost count there, but it's okay if we do one extra one, right? Okay, then you're gonna put these down. You're gonna grab your heavier weights. And then we're gonna go up into a glute bridge, and at the same time we're doing the glute bridge, we're gonna press that. So it's a chest press. We got 20 of these. Make sure you're squeezing your glutes at the top. 8. And if this gets tiring, you can just lower and just do the chest press. Or you could take the chest press away, just do the glute bridges, or you can hold the glute bridge up and then finish it out. What number are we on, Craig? Are you counting?
I probably did like 20.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take the weights down. We're gonna drop these heavier weights. We're gonna go back to those other weights because we have a similar Pilates that we just did. There's 3 series of these different types of leg and arm routines. So the next one, we're gonna do the same thing. You can either be more crunched up like this because it'll work your core. You can have your shoulders down. So the next one, I'm gonna crunch because like I said, I love core. So this one, everything goes up and then it's gonna go out and in. We got 20. We'll try to keep count this time. Five more. All right, bring it down. Grab those heavier weights. I'm only gonna grab one because we're doing some skull crushers. And so I'm gonna grab an 8-pound. Craig's gonna skull crushers. Here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. And same thing, when we go up, down, skull crusher. We got 20 of these. Alright, bring that back down, and then we have one more of the Pilates series on the ground. And then we're going to go into everybody's favorite part, which is stretching. Alright, so this time, everything goes up, and you're going to crisscross. All right, drop those weights. And Craig and I might have to scoot back just a little bit more because we're gonna go ahead and do overhead pulls. And this actually works your back. So same thing. When you're up, you come down. All together, one motion. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Do you know what number we're on right now?
I think it's 7.
All right, we'll go with 7. There's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 5 more, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Now we're gonna just bring our knees into our chest for just a minute. Take some breaths. Take a water break if you need to. We're gonna get set up for some stretching, cool down. And then the favorite part, Shavasana. And for the Shavasana today, we're gonna light some candles that we have over here on the table. So we're gonna switch back to our positions. Put our weights off to the side so we don't trip. So we're gonna start on all fours with cat and cow. I want everybody just to do 10 at your own breath and your own pace. All right, now we're going to come into a downward dog. If you want, first grab your block. The block helps with pigeon, what we're gonna go into. So downward dog, bring your right leg in front. Sit on the block if you need to. Stretch. Everybody should be feeling pretty good right now. If you feel like you got a good workout in.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to join me, you can grab the back of your foot. Add that quad stretch into it. Or if you want to get further down, all right, 2 more breaths and we're going to trade sides. Back into downward dog. Bring your left leg forward. Set it on the block if you need it. Some people don't need the block. And this side, I don't know if Craig, can you demonstrate the stretch in your leg? Grabbing in your leg?
Not really.
Okay, it's fine.
I'm not flexible enough.
I might be able to do it. Yep. Oh yeah, look. So you challenge yourself every day and get to that point. Right, or you can come down. All right, come back into downward dog. Move the block. And we're gonna slowly lower down to our stomach. Since we did so much core work today, we're gonna do what's called lotus pose. So we're gonna go ahead and take our hands behind our back and then pull our feet up. So you can stretch that back side, stretch through your shoulders, your glutes. A couple more breaths here. Alright, go ahead and release. Put your head down, third eye center to the mat, and then go ahead and windshield wipe your legs. And Craig and I will be coordinated so we don't hit each other. So we're gonna go to the right first, and then to the left, and the right, and to the left, to the right, to the left. Alright, we're gonna slowly come back up into plank. Work for it. And then we're going to, if you, any of you yogis out there want to do a jump through, or just go to, can I see the other block, baby? That one right there. Or just go into a seated position. That'd be great. So let's see. It's been a long time since I've done this. Pretty close. Okay. Now from here, let's take a couple breaths, just catch our breath. We're gonna actually go ahead and do butterfly. Just put our feet together, keep our back straight, fold into it. Alright, we're going to extend our feet now. Have a little fun with this stretch. So what we're going to do, same thing as this was from your hips. So when you rotate to this side, it's from your hips. Don't do this, please. And so what we're going to do is we're going to rotate. Craig hasn't done this one before, but you want to try it?
I can't.
All right, well, I'll still focus on one side. Craig, can you try it now? Rotate arms, rotate sides. You guys can just join me in here. Over to this side. Some of you can get really deep into the stretch. Get your nose down to your knee. All right, come back up, and now we're going to take our right leg over our left leg. We're going to do a rotational twist, so you can put your leg back here if you want, or you can keep it out like how Craig does. And then we're going to rotate opposite way, and our hand goes up like this. So you should really feel that rotational stretch. Breathe in, exhale, you can get deeper, look to the back of the room. One more breath. We're going to switch sides. Swing the left side over, right leg back, rotate, arm in the air. Same thing over here, breathe in. Exhale, you can get deeper, look to the back of the room. Now we're going to do the rest of the stretching on our backs before our Shavasana. So go ahead and lay all the way down on your back. Grab your knees in, roll from side to side, kind of give yourself a little bit of back massage. Then you're going to take your right leg in and hold it in as tight as you can. Sometimes anatomy reasons you might have to push it outside of your hip socket, so then you can actually pull it in closer. Your left leg is going to remain on the ground. Just rotate your ankle to the left, to the right. Still breathing. And then go ahead and bring it up. Going to stretch that hamstring. If you want, you can be down here, you can be here, or you can be here with me. Just breathe. Go ahead and bring it down, and then you're going to bring your leg across your body, another rotational stretch, and then go ahead and scoot out your left shoulder. I'm just going to put my hand on Craig's head, and then look over your right shoulder. And breathe. All right, we're going to stay on our left side. We're going to go back into another hamstring stretch. And then we're going to go into a quad stretch. And then we're going to go back, both knees into our chest. Massage the back. Now we're going to do everything on the right side before our Shavasana. So right leg comes forward, left leg gets tucked in, as tight as you can. Rotate ankle to the left, rotate ankle to the right. backs and pops. And we're gonna come up for a hamstring stretch. Here, here, or up here. Ultimately, you want to get your knee to your nose. Couple breaths. All right, you're gonna go ahead and bring your knee down, and then you're gonna rotate it over to your left side, and I'll scoot over for Craig this time. And then just to get more room in your shoulder blades, you're gonna pivot your right shoulder, and then your left hand is gonna go out, and you're gonna look over your left shoulder. Did we just break something away?
I don't know.
Just breathe. All right, go ahead and take your leg back up for a side hamstring stretch. And then come down into a quad stretch. All right, and then go ahead and lay on your back. And it's Shavasana time. And so while you guys are in Shavasana, I'm gonna light some candles. So Craig, if you wanna trade me places in the Shavasana.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can turn just a little bit so you can see the altar too. Perfect. So I'll make sure I do my Shavasana after this, so legs all the way down, Craig. You can put your hand on your heart center, hand on your stomach, put your hands up here, put your hands down by your sides, lay up your feet. And today we're going to use some candles during our Shavasana. So this first one we have is a white one, and white candles. Oh, did I get what? And white candles signify that it promotes serenity and peace and enhances personal strength and insight. And then we have a green candle that we're going to light. And maybe during your Shavasana, be breathing, go to your happy place right now, unless you want to learn still about these candles. So the green one helps bring your ideas to life and amplifies prosperity. And then this blue one right here is my favorite, especially for those of us that are trying to heal together. Together we heal. And this blue one represents connecting with your chakras and any emotional wounds that need healing. Then I also have a little bit of sage that I'm going to burn around Craig, just to get rid of the negative energy. Sage is great to have around your house. It's kind of hard to burn, but it's really good to get rid of that negative energy. And I want to leave you with no negative energy today after this practice. And a great workout. So just take a couple more deep breaths in. If you want to roll over to your right or left side, slowly wake your body up, come into a seated position. And then Craig and I are going to face each other for the seated position. And even though we did some breaths at the beginning of the class, we're just going to do some in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale. We just got 5 of those. So I'm gonna calm our minds down from a little bit of weight exercise that we did in there, and just calm our minds in general. So when we leave this room, we're calm and we're ready for the day. And then Craig and I will typically hold hands. We'll put Zena in the center. So we'll have one more breath. And then just like in true yoga fashion to end the practice. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. We'll see you the next time. Thank you. Have a great day.